Today we are going to talk about why Kris Richard should probably be the Dallas Cowboys head coach. And all that's coming up after the bumper.
What do you mean you don't subscribe to my son's YouTube channel?
Mama, no!
Just snap the damn ball, RJ.
What's up, kinfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. Consider hitting the like and subscribe button because I upload a video every single day. It's always OU related, college football related, sports related. We have a good time. And today we're going to talk about why defensive backs coach, passing game coordinator, Dallas Cowboys, Kris Richard needs to be Dallas Cowboys head coach. Now, everybody who's a Dallas fan watched the Rams run all up and down Rod Marinelli's defense. Also saw Scott Linehan should probably be fired, be the first person out the door, because on again, off again with his offensive scheme, which is as basic as any. Well, we're not going to make that basic joke. Point is, I really hate a predictable offense, because we all do, because there's lots of offensive innovators out there who make it real difficult for you to play against them. Andy Reid is one of them. And yet, you're looking at Sean McVay, and you're looking at what he's able to do with Todd Gurley, who was Todd Gurley, and C.J. Anderson, who was Jerome Bettis' ghost out there, run up and down the defense, each go over 100 yards. I mean, C.J. Anderson. Who is C.J. Anderson? C.J. Anderson could just as easily have been... If you watched the game, you saw Kris Richard basically go at the linebacking core because, well, it's really on them. But what I love most about this is there's this viral clip that went around of Kris Richard dressing down the linebackers. And the linebackers, notably Vander Esch, Sean Lee, and a couple others, were nodding along while they're getting just reamed. Now, I am of the mind that you're not just going to talk to me any kind of way. You're not going to yell at me like that unless you have my absolute respect. My mama can yell at me like that. My best friend can yell at me like that. Look, what I'm saying here is if they are willing to listen to him, ream them out like that. He earned their respect long ago. In a league where it's really difficult to earn respect as a head coach, you really have to be very good at your job, and you have to be great at organizing people. And that's really what we're talking about is relationships. If you have the relationships with folks, you can tell them what they're going to do and how they're going to do it. There are those parents out there who can look at their children and just crack an eye. Just say, hey, you're not going to show out right now. And that kid will stop, get back on their manners because they have the respect and the fear of their parents. But Kris Richard looked like he was standing in Walmart in aisle 17 where the mop handles are, and he was about to multi-purpose these mop handles on this child because they were showing their behind in public, and you know you don't do that. And that's kind of what the thing was with the Dallas Cowboys. And now you got Rod Marinelli, who's apparently oblivious to almost everything else because he was wondering, who said I'm going to step aside, take an advisory role, and just hand the defense over to Kris Richard, who apparently has been calling the plays anyway and, you know, has the defensive backs playing well. And we all like Rod Marinelli. I just don't necessarily think that you like him enough to keep him as defense coordinator while you lose Kris Richard. But Jerry, here's the thing, dog. Ain't nobody out there going, where are the Jason Garrett types? I need a Jason Garrett type to lead my NFL team. No, they're saying, where's the Sean McVay types? Where the dude just went running roughshod over the top of you? Sean McVay is 32 years old. He's a millennial. We're basically the same age, and yet you got Jason Garrett out here, the ginger, talking about we had dudes grow up. We got a young football team. You got 2 playoff wins in 10 years. I'm 2 away from tying you playoff wins as Dallas Cowboys head coach. And yet Jerry continues to believe in this dude. I get continuity. I get not wanting to turn over at head coach often. I also know that Kris Richard is the dude. Everybody knows Kris Richard is the dude. You put somebody else in the offensive coordinator position, you take the load off of Zeke because it feels like if Zeke ain't doing nothing, you ain't doing nothing. And while we like Zeke, I don't like him enough for him to be the only feature back in the NFL. Come on, man. Who else you got here? You got Amari Cooper out there, but you're not really doing a great job of drawing up for him. You don't have anything at tight end. This vaunted offensive line ain't such against the Rams. And I get the Aaron Donald and Ndamukong Suh on the other side. But if that's what you do, that's what you do. You got to run the football. And what else you got? Gallup? I guess. Cole Beasley? Come on, man. Jerry, what are we doing now, man? Go get Kris Richard to be the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys before you lose him to somebody that's going to know what to do with him. I'm so tired of being a Dallas Cowboys fan who has not won a divisional playoff game since I was 8 years old. 23 years since the Dallas Cowboys have won a divisional playoff game. The NFC Championship is a pipe dream, and it shouldn't be. You're the Dallas Cowboys. Come on, man. What are you doing, Jerry? Go let Kris Richard be the dude. Otherwise, you're going to keep giving up this gaudy yardage in the playoffs, and we're going to keep talking noise about you, and you're going to keep talking about how Jason Garrett is the dude. And that ain't working for us, Jerry. Come on, man. I don't know what else to tell you, Jerry, except maybe to fire yourself. But it's your team. And that's kind of the thing about NFL teams that I absolutely hate. Kind of like any professional sports franchise. It's a toy for those dudes, man. They didn't get rich by owning NFL teams. They got rich and then bought an NFL team. They got rich and then bought an NBA team. They're good at something else, you know? And a guy like Jerry made his money by betting. That's what wildcatting is, folks. It's digging a hole and betting that there's oil underneath it. Yo, that's not necessarily the kind of dude I want one in my NFL franchise. But then again, I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan, and that's what we got. Cleveland, save me. All right, that's it for me. Doses.